Hello and welcome. I'm hoping you can all see me. Hello and welcome to another weekly live chat, Talk of the Crown. And we are on Saturday, the 8th of June, 2019, episode 59. Can you believe it? 59 episodes since I rebranded my typical weekly live show. So there are plenty more before the 59. If ever you're interested, if you want to go back in my chat history, you will find even more. But hello. What a glorious day it's been. I hope you've had a fabulous week. It's been a really busy royal week. It has been, sometimes I say it, but this time I really mean it. It has been a voluptuous royal week this week with the US state visit and of course ending, and D-Day as well. We had all the D-Day services going on with the different royals, and it culminated of course for the Queen's birthday parade, Trooping the Colour, today, which we're going to get into, of course, I think probably straight away. So I'm going to go straight to the chat room and say, hello, how are you? I do have the chat open. So hello to everyone. And by the way, it still only tells me I've got 53 people watching. So I have no idea how many people are watching, but hello to you all. If I did what I used to do and say, go through each person and say hello, I would be here forever. So I'm just going to do one big massive hello. The Greater Bilby says, yeah, such an exciting and interesting week. And Jermaine's checking in from the Caribbean. Yeah, no baloney, it's been voluptuous. It has indeed. 228 watching. Hello to everybody. Thank you to Danielle. Yes, the outfit. I'm wearing just a pair of like, what are they called? I forgot what they're called, but anyway, this is the bottoms. Which I've teamed with, of course, my jacket. Corduroy, that's it. Corduroy trousers from Marks and Spencer's. We're mixed with my kind of Trooping the Colour style uniform dress. And I got my sash on because, of course, Catherine wore her sash for the first time this week. Okay. Pam G, yes, let's start with Trooping the Colour was magnificent. It was indeed. Okay, so we've got so much to say about Trooping the Colour. Cast ourselves back to last week. The question on people's lips and in my live chat in the week was, is Meghan going to attend? Is the Duchess of Sussex going to attend Trooping the Colour? And if you remember, I tentatively said, I don't think she will, but there is a likelihood that if she feels like she wants to go out and meet people and meet family in particular, then she might. Now, I don't think it was decided a long time ago that she was going to. I think they kind of left it up to her to decide if she wanted to closer to the time. So I think it was yesterday, we had early reports coming in that she was going to attend, although obviously nothing was confirmed. So we were still kind of speculating yesterday whether she was going to go or not, but there we go. Once those gates opened and the first 3 carriages came out to go down the Mall, of course, heading towards Horse Guards for the parade ground, there she was in the first carriage with the Duchess of Cornwall, the Duchess of Cambridge, and of course we had Harry and Meghan. Now, of course, Prince William was riding separately on his own horse as a colonel, so he wasn't in a carriage. So that's why, of course, we had a new coupling, I suppose. I don't think I've ever seen that carriage configuration before, or was it the same last year? You know what, I can't remember. But anyway, they all look stunning. Catherine looks stunning in her yellow outfit. I'm still quite not sure who that's by. I haven't found that out. So if anyone knows, let me know who designed that one. Of course, Camilla looks stunning, and Meghan, I do believe, was in Givenchy. How do you say that? Givenchy? Givenchy? I don't know. Anyway, I say Givenchy. But anyway, she was in that, and she had a clutch as well, and it was in that kind of navy color. I do believe that we haven't seen that outfit before, so I think it was a new outfit. And I've heard lots of people talking about her choice of color for it, but I thought it was a lovely choice of color, you know. But anyway, she was there, and I think that surprised a lot of people. And I know probably some people are going to be saying, well, was it a snub to President Trump because she didn't turn up for any of the state visit events? Well, my answer to that is quite simple. This is family. That was work. So I do think she will be sticking to her maternity leave for any work-based engagements, functions, things that come up. But this was family, and family is family. Her new family, the royal family. And I think her choice to go, I mean, it would have been her choice. She would have chosen to have gone. Of course, she'd have been invited, but she would have chosen to have gone. And I think that is out of complete respect for the Queen. It is, of course, the Queen's official birthday, not her real birthday. Her real birthday was back in April. This is her official birthday because the weather's nice. So who wants to celebrate their birthday in rainy old April? No, let's do it in June. So the Queen has 2 birthdays, and it is a long-standing tradition, as I'm sure you heard from the video commentary, either the proper official BBC one or the one that I did that was up briefly and then gone. But we'll talk about that later as well. So yes, it's a long-standing tradition, but it does always suit to have the official birthday for the birthday parade in the summer when the weather is nice, because of course you've got the massed bands, which sounded amazing. You've got all of the people in uniform and the open top carriages. So it just makes so much more sense to have it in June. But yes, Meghan made the choice to go, I think, out of deference to the Queen. I think she admires and respects the Queen a lot. And it kind of goes back a little bit to what I was saying in the week about everybody supporting the Queen. The Queen is top dog. The Queen is the star of the show. It's her show, it's her stage, and every other player, every other character on that stage is supporting the Queen. And I think Meghan understands this and knows this, and I think she wanted to be there to support the Queen. I think Meghan takes her new role extremely seriously, as we all know that she does, and I think she just wanted to be there to show her support to the Queen and family, and also get out as well, because, you know, it's been a month, of course, since baby Archie was born, and as far as we're aware, we haven't seen her out and about. Maybe she's gone places privately. We know that she's had visitors coming in, but this is a family chance to get together, to talk to people, to get out, have a bit of fun. New mums do need to get out a little bit. So I definitely think this was probably what she needed. It was her choice to do it, and it was all in support of the Queen, which I think was amazing. So let's see what people are saying. Oh, apparently 429 are watching now. Samantha says, what would happen if Meghan decided she doesn't want to be a working royal and be a stay-at-home mother? Well, I don't think that's likely to happen. I think Meghan enjoys working. I think she enjoys using her voice and using the attention that she has for good and positive change. I think she does want to help people, as we've seen from the Hub Community Kitchen and all the work and future projects that we don't even know about. So I can't see Meghan ever doing that. So I'm not even going to contemplate the question, because I don't think she ever would. I think she's a worker, and I think she'd be lost without work. And I'm positive that she can combine motherhood and work together, which kind of brings us back to the question about a nanny, which I do think she will have. She will need to have come September, October, when she's back to full-time working duties. So I probably, like I've said before, I predict midsummer would probably be a good time to have a nanny in place, so that you can get used to the nanny and the nanny can get used to you and family. So yes, I don't think that would ever happen. Tim says, why was the Queen in the non-open top carriage? The weather. We have had terrible weather. The last 3 days have been rain, rain, rain. I mean, to be perfectly honest, for Trooping the Colour, it held off remarkably well. I wasn't expecting it to, and I don't think they were either. So I think she was in a closed carriage, which was the Scottish state carriage, because it had the glass roof. If you've noticed, it had a glass roof, so everyone could still see the Queen, the birthday girl. But if the heavens did decide to open up and pour down, like they have been doing for the past 3 days all over the country, including here in Shropshire, much to my dismay, then it wouldn't matter, because she'd be covered up, she'd be in the coach, and then it would be just a short hop off the coach and under that canopy, which I'm sure you saw the Queen sitting under on the main parade ground. So she wouldn't have faced much of the elements. I think an open top carriage would have been a risk with the weather as it has been today. And also, it was very windy. If you've noticed, the fly past was fairly short, but there was more planned. A lot of the vintage aircraft, they couldn't fly. They couldn't take off. It was too risky. It was too windy. So it was too dangerous. So the fly past was actually a lot shorter than it was the previous year. So so the weather is the reason why she was in that carriage. KM says, I bet that Prince Louis will keep the Queen on her toes and they have a ball when they are together at family time. Prince Louis, yes, there was speculation that he was going to make his balcony Trooping the Colour debut, and he did. And I think everyone was just delighted to see him. He was waving, he was pointing, he was waving his arms around, he was smiling. He thoroughly enjoyed that fly past. And Prince George was there as well, and Charlotte, and they were all pointing. And the Cambridges looked like a really delightful family unit. It was great to see all three children together on the balcony for the first time. And yeah, it was just truly a delight to see. Now, some people were saying that the coverage was biased. Now, I think it is all to do with the point of interest for that particular year. So cast your mind back to last year. The main point of interest was that it was Meghan's first Trooping the Colour. So a lot of the camera was focused on Meghan and Harry. Obviously, it skitted around a bit, but the main focus last year was Meghan and Harry. This year, the main point of focus was Prince Louis. So the camera was kind of focused on him a little bit. Now, it was the BBC that were broadcasting it. So the British Broadcasting Corporation were broadcasting it and streaming it live. So it was their footage. They chose who they wanted to film, and they decided that the main point of focus should be Prince Louis. I mean, personally, I think it should be the Queen. It's her birthday. But anyway, I would have liked to have seen the camera maybe pan along a little bit more, maybe just kind of dot to different faces within the crowd. But I think we were all happy to see Prince Louis, and how joyously he was engaged with the whole event. I think it was just really, really wonderful to see. Now, next year, my prediction for next year, possibly, maybe we could see Archie debuted if Harry and Meghan decide that they wish to debut Archie. Now, one thing that makes me think that they will is because obviously Meghan has this sense of duty and connection to the family and the Queen. So therefore, I think she will probably want to introduce Archie to that world and that part of the family. And I think it's always good to introduce the children quite young, because, I mean, just imagine standing on that balcony and looking out at all those people just there staring at you, cheering, and then seeing the fly past. I think it's good to get the royal children acclimatized quite early, title or not. I think it's good. It's good to get him used to it. So I predict that we will probably see Archie debuted next year. And then I predict that the focus will probably be on Archie. So I think we'll see a shift from the focus on the Cambridges to then back to the Sussexes. It kind of swings about, whatever the main focal point is of that year, that's probably where the footage will be biased. So that's my predictions. Let me know what you think. Mary Brun says, I read that the boy with the sling was Albert Windsor, son of Nicholas. No, not Albert Windsor. It is the son of Lord Nicholas Windsor, who is the son of the Duke of Kent. So it was the Duke of Kent's grandson. And his full name is quite a mouthful, so I've written it down. His name is Louis Arthur Nicholas Felix Windsor. Say that fast 5 times in a row. Yes. So it's Louis Arthur Nicholas Felix Windsor. I have no idea what happened to his arm, how he broke it. Some people were saying it was James Viscount Severn. No, it wasn't. It was the son of Lord Nicholas Windsor, so the Duke of Kent's grandson. So that's who it was. I have no idea what happened to his arm, but there we go. Michael says, Her Majesty was just popping, dripping in dye. Oh, she looks stunning. I mean, that kind of creamy coloured outfit with I think it had a little bit of blush in it, I think, as well. The diamond brooch. Everything was just immaculate. The Queen is a goddess, and I say this every week, and she really did display that today. Jessica says, I wanted so much to see the pipes and drums though, but I love the trooping of the colour. I watch it every year. It was magnificent. The bands, the mass bands are incredible. I really don't think you get as good a military music as what you do at Trooping the Colour. It is the pinnacle. Okay, Rose says, very happy the media focused on the Queen and not the petty nonsense they put on other royals. Well, that's, again, what I'm saying about the whole celebrity thing and royals. The focus is always on the Queen. Every other character is supporting the Queen. That's why they're there. Never forget that. Nobody is bigger than the Queen. The Iron Shake says, say hello to Phil. Hello, Phil, whoever you may be. And Natalia R says, Catherine's outfit was my favourite. I love the colour. Tam G says, George snatching the programme from the Duke of Kent, or Prince Michael of Kent, yes, made me holler. Minnie Lars says, lovely YouTube coverage by the BBC. Love the interviews and insight. Danielle says, the Duchess of Sussex's dress was by Sarah Wakekeller, the Duchess wedding dress designer for Givenchy. There you go. The Greater Bilby says, the Queen really is so amazing that she got through this last busy week, still smiling and waving and standing up for long periods. Yesterday, taking the salute. Yes, she is a tireless workhorse, even at 93. Oh, by the way, did you all see the 41-gun salute as well? That was pretty good. Now, I didn't see Zara because usually you can spot Zara because of Mike. Mike is so big. And you can usually, I don't think she was there. I looked and I was still looking at the footage and photos. I don't think she was there. And if she was, maybe she was back in the center room. I don't know, because that's what the room is called behind the balcony, the center room. But I don't think she was there that time. I mean, they don't all have to be there. But you know, it's a big balcony and it was full. And I don't think everybody kind of made it out because it was so full. And there was an emphasis on making sure that the children were definitely part of it at the front. So, but I didn't see Mike. And usually you can see Mike because he towers over everyone and he's big. So you can always spot Zara by looking for Mike. And I couldn't see him. So I don't think they were there. Okay. Oh, Bev says, what about the third ring on Meghan's ring? Yes, photographs captured a ring in between her engagement ring and her wedding band. Now, some people are saying it was a push, what was it called? A push gift? I'd never heard of that before, but apparently it's American and it's you give your partner a gift. A push ring, was it? I don't know. But you give your partner a ring or a gift because they've given birth, because they've pushed. I don't think it was that. I think it was an eternity ring. Let me know your thoughts on this, but I think it was more like an eternity ring, which again could have been a gift because she's given birth to Archie. But I think in the UK we call it an eternity ring. And that's what I think it was. Okay. Jennifer says you look very royal. Thank you so much. Jermaine Gray says the Duchesses looked beautiful. The Queen is in a category by herself. Absolutely loved her. Oh, feud. What feud? My goodness. Did you see them chatting and smiling? There's no feud. My goodness. Yes. So hopefully that will dispel all the rumours. Oh, people were still saying though, well, why were the Cambridges standing on this side and the Sussexes were standing on this side towards the back? It's a big balcony. You have to spread out. And yes, and people do move. It's not set. It's not necessarily set in the order of precedence. Of course, the Queen is always up front and centre. Usually Charles and Camilla are close by. And then the family kind of works out. But if you look over the years, people do kind of switch places and move around. Harry and Meghan have been in that position for the past 2 years towards that one side. But people do move. People do move around. The lineup does change. Diane says, right, our Duchess has said she's not meant to be a woman who lunches. She works outside the home. Yeah, she's not going to give up anything to become just a mom. There's nothing wrong with being just a mom, but Meghan, I think she needs her work. Kathy says, love seeing Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry together again. I know she was tired though, bless her. I've been there at times in my life, so God bless her and Harry. Oh, apparently 504 people watching. It still says 53 for me. So I'll just pretend it's 53 smiling faces. Rose says, who watched Archie, the nanny? We'd have no idea. To be honest, we really do not know. It could have even been a member of staff. Darlene says, where did you see Prince George grab the programme out of his great uncle's hands? Yes, let me know. Veronique says, hello everyone. Hello dear. I send you all my greetings from Caen, Normandy. Yes, the D-Day, all of the services, whatever any of the royals did over the period of D-Day was stunning and very poignant. And of course, you know, the Queen's message and speech was really, really good. And, you know, everyone who spoke or attended one of those services just did really, really well and really made the point, I think, the point about peace and about stability and remember the importance of remembering those people who sacrificed themselves so that we could enjoy the freedoms that we do today. And it should never be forgotten. Jacqueline says, when Meghan took off her jacket, I thought the white sleeves off-cut the navy beautifully. Kate looked gorgeous as well. They both looked stunning. Yes, it was very windy at times. And I think there was less faintings than what there has been in previous years, in part due to the weather, but also there was a lot of kind of training and preparations that go into place to help them. Yes, the horse is so shy. I mean, everything is turned out immaculately, and the Duke of York was very, very proud. Yes, I really enjoyed Trooping the Colour. Okay, I'm just checking, scrolling through. No, I think Doria is definitely back in the US, unless she's made her way over again, and we've missed it again. Hello to Christy in Fayetteville, Tennessee. Oh, Michael, maybe Doria arrived unseen. We don't know until we know. Has she been spotted in the US in recent days? Danielle says, I think it was very sweet of the Duchess of Cambridge to wear the dress she wore to the Sussex's wedding as a nod to her sister-in-law's appearance. It may have been a nod. We cannot say for sure. Alicia says, Prince Louis wore the same outfit Prince Harry wore when he was a baby. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen a comparative photograph, so I'll have to check that one out. Yes, at least I don't have to water my garden. Sandy P says, how can we vote for Duchess Meghan in Vogue magazine UK? How should we vote? Did you know? Well, I know that she was in it for last year and she didn't make it, did she? So I hadn't heard that she'd been nominated again this year, but I imagine if you head over to Vogue magazine, they will probably have a voting link. If it's a public vote, there will undoubtedly be a voting link, I imagine. So go to Vogue magazine, go to their official website. Dee says, oh, I thought the fly past was shorter, actually, though the trooping section was also shorter. No, I think the trooping section was about the same. It was definitely the fly past. Okay, Angela says, yes, my friend flew in the Chinook. What a lovely family. I hope they become our new king. Yes, it was Jack's first year, and Jack Brooksbank was there too, of course, with Princess Eugenie. Ava, he was mentioned once. I did hear the broadcaster mention him once. Yes, it was lovely to see the Cambridges in a family of 5. Oh no, Minnie, Prince Louis almost had you wanting another baby. There we go. I think people are thinking that Doria is probably still in LA at the moment. There were so many people on the balcony. It's quite hard to pick out individuals, especially when the camera is just kind of focusing on a few people. Tonya says, I just love the pomp and circumstance with the British in the UK. It's magical for them to do things like this. They know how to celebrate. Mrs. BSN says, oh my, how will Trooping the Colour will change when there is a change in monarchy? Well, I don't think it will change Trooping the Colour that much. It will just be Charles up centre, and it will be Charles in the main carriage and Charles sat under the canopy. It won't really, that ceremony will not particularly change. Dawn says, it seems all the royal kids go to this event, so I would see them bringing Archie because other kids are there. Yes, I predict that Archie will make his debut next year. Apparently 590 are watching now. Hello to all of you. Little Annie says, you thought you saw Jack behind Andrew and was talking to Meghan. It's quite frankly a possibility. There were so many people there. Going to Bilby says the Sussexes seem to take a backseat position yesterday. I don't think they were taking a backseat. I think the focus just wasn't on them. That's what it was. It was just the BBC camera people, especially with the balcony scenes, were just filming pretty much Prince Louis because, like I say, that was the new thing for this year. Next year, if Meghan debuts Archie, I think the camera will be on the Sussexes quite firmly. But of course, on the procession back, the camera was most definitely on the birthday girl because it followed the Queen all the way down back to the palace. Jennifer says, Prince Louis is a truly social baby, very happy. He seemed delighted to be there. He was very happy. Minnie says, my number is stuck on 110. Well, mine's stuck on 53. Annette says, actually, the Cambridges and the Sussexes were on opposite sides of the balcony, so of course the BBC camera focused on the left side. I really don't think Duchess Meghan wanted to be in the spotlight. I mean, there's several points you could argue with that. I mean, one of the things is if you don't want to be in the spotlight, why are you going to an event where you're paraded through the streets of London in an open-top carriage? I mean, there is that side of the argument. So I kind of don't think she wanted to not be seen. Maybe she didn't want to be up front and center, but then again, like I say, I think she does see her role as being that supportive character to the Queen. So I don't think that she was trying to hide away or anything like that, because you wouldn't put yourself in an open top carriage to be paraded through the streets of London with photographers and cameras everywhere. I just think she wanted to be there for family and to support the Queen. And I don't think we'll see her again unless it is for any other family occasion, but I can't think of any coming up. So I think she'll go back on maternity now and probably won't do any public engagements until September, October. But it is coming up to the royal holiday period anyway. So within the next kind of month or so, things do start to wind down. And they usually take most of the month of August off. Of course, the Queen leaves for Balmoral in July, and the Queen won't return until almost October. So, there is that kind of long period of rest anyway. So Meghan would be on holiday anyway. Oh, apparently 614 watching. Diane says, why did the Sussexes not appear on the balcony for the first time immediately following their return to Buckingham Palace to greet the Queen? They appeared both times last year. Well, I noticed that too, but if you notice, not all of them come out. If you compare what comes out the second time to see the fly past to what greets the Queen back, I think all they want is just kind of like a selection of family to greet to greet the Queen. So that's all it was. I don't think there's anything to read into it. Meghan came out for the second part. There's no specific plan that it has to be X amount of people or this royal or that royal. It's just a mixture. If you look who was there, it was just a mixture of royals. DD says, I too wish the cameras would have focused more on various parts of the balcony. I couldn't even tell if Zara, Tyndall and family were present. I didn't see them. They are my favourites behind the Sussexes and Charles and Camilla. I would have liked them to have just kind of panned the camera along the front row and then kind of gone up by Harry and Meghan and then gone across again at the back. I would have liked to have seen that. I would have appreciated that. Isilla Nelson says, Daily Mail gives you a breakdown of all the persons on the balcony. I didn't see the Tyndalls. Always look for Mike. Like I say, he's that big character in the back. So always, if you want to see Zara, look for Mike, because you can't miss him. Auntie D says, your commentary was great. You sure do know all the protocol. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this might be a good time to talk about the 3 videos I made today on Trooping the Colour that are no longer there. I had to delete them. I didn't have to delete them, but I did delete them. So I thought it would be a good idea to do more of a commentary-based video this year, seeing as the BBC were actually streaming it themselves. I thought I would just do videos just capturing the royal moments, so that if people wanted to go and see the whole shebang, they could go to the BBC official live stream and see it. In fact, you can still go and watch it, but not everybody has the time. As magnificent a spectacle as the whole parade is, not everyone has the time to sit through, you know, what is, I think it was almost a 3-hour live stream, possibly longer. So I thought it would be good just to kind of just film off the TV the royal moments, put my own commentary on it, knock off the audio completely. But no, the YouTube algorithm still detected that it was that footage, so it blocked it. It blocked my videos. I wasn't in trouble or anything like that, but I thought if they've been blocked, no one can see them, delete. So unfortunately, my entire morning's work was lost, never to be seen again. So I really don't know how I'm going to cover these sorts of events in the future. One of the things is I may have to actually go and maybe do a whole live stream from there. So I am seriously considering next year going to Trooping the Colour, because then whatever I film is mine and I can do with it as I want to. The only problem with that is you've got to choose where you want to be, because you've either got to get a place in the actual parade ground to be able to film the parade, but then if you're in there, you don't get to see the carriage procession going up the Mall or the balcony fly past. Or you go to line the Mall and you can see all the carriages go by, and then you can make your way ready for the fly past. So I think out of the two, I would rather get the carriages coming by, sort of going, coming back, and then make my way to go and see the balcony appearances and the fly past. That would be, I think, my preference for next year. So I am seriously considering next year going to that event myself and just seeing what I can get. Maybe I could do some live streams or just regular filming. I don't know, but I think that's the only way that I'm going to be able to cover that in the future. Yes, I do think it was an eternity ring. LD Poodle says, I thought it was, but couldn't tell. I need air flowing around me in the car. Well, the carriage was updated in the 1960s. So I know in one of the carriages, there is actually a heater, and I think it's powered by battery. So it's not without possibility. I'm not saying she's got full-on air conditioning in the coach, but where it is an enclosed coach, there is a possibility that there is at least some kind of battery-powered fan. So I'm imagining that perhaps there was some kind of ventilation fan going on in the carriage to keep the Queen comfortable. Although I don't know for sure, but anyway. Oh no, I seem to have lost a load of chat. I've lost tons of chat. Oh no. Or has it just jumped? Right, I'm going to go up to where it's taken me to. If I've missed anyone's important comment, please do post it again. Jennifer says, I've never heard of a push present in America, but I've heard that William gave Catherine push presents. I've never heard of it at all until today, until someone mentioned it in the comments. Like literally, I had no idea. What is happening to my comments keep changing. I have no idea what's happening. Danielle says, I spotted Sir Timothy Lawrence, Princess Anne's husband. Right, this is weird. It keeps skipping in the comments. I'm reading something and it's vanishing. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Right, why is it doing that? Right, I'm going to set it on live chat and go all the way up as far as I can, and then that is it. Right, I have probably missed loads of comments. Jennifer says, I agree, she was comfortable sitting because her tummy was hidden. Oh, talking about Meghan with her dress. Lisa says, leaving, my chat is not updating. I think the chat's gone a little bit funny. Rochelle says, actually, the designer's name isn't Sarah Waite Keller, rather it's, oh, Claire Waite Keller. Yes, I think it is Claire, actually. The artistic director for the House of Givenchy. Royal Ascot is another possible time to see Meghan. Yes, because that is kind of a family time. Vivian says, hopefully Meghan will choose a better colour for next year. I'm tired of navy and black. Opinion. Let's have a look. Wendy says, I saw all three and loved them. I didn't see Lady Gabriella Windsor, but like I say, it was hard to pick them all out. And some people I do think possibly held back. Elaine says, why is it a big deal about Meghan being in the back? It was a royal, it was Her Majesty's birthday and the balcony was very crowded. This occasion wasn't about Meghan or Harry. To be honest, there is actually no fuss about her being at the back. It's just what people are saying to make gossip and to be negative. It's, again, all these negative narratives. And she was there. She was on the balcony. And like I say, they usually try and like to get the kids up front, the Queen in the middle, and then they kind of just fan out. And like I say, the positions aren't set. They can change. So who knows what we'll see next year. Maureen says, I thought all the children were very well behaved and baby Louis emerged the star. The ladies all looked marvellous and the men very handsome in their uniforms. Well, I can concur with all of that. I think some people have commented that they've noticed that they did kind of try and separate Princess Anne's children's from the Cambridge children, Princess Anne's children's children from like Savannah and Isla Phillips from the Cambridges. So maybe that worked out a little better. I cannot confirm or deny if that was deliberate, but they did seem to work a lot better. Oh no, Pamela! Apparently, there's hurricanes and tornadoes coming in on the Crystal Coast. Oh no! Fingers crossed they don't and they miss you. I think we've got bad weather everywhere. I was in a different live chat, someone else's live chat, last night, and people were saying that they got bad weather, and we've had bad weather here. I mean, we haven't had hurricanes or tornadoes, but it seems like the bad weather is everywhere. Hello to Ilal Erin. Ava doesn't think Meghan will be at Royal Ascot this year. We will wait again with bated breath, just like we did for Trooping the Colour. Maybe if she feels like she wants to just get out, then she might decide to get dressed up and go. It all depends on how you feel at the time. Rowan says, don't they stand on the balcony? No, because it always changes. If you look from year to year, the positions do change. I mean, typically it does kind of go like the core kind of in the middle, and then it kind of goes out, and then the extended family more to the peripherals. But in terms of who's at the back, who's at the front, it does often change. But always the Queen up at the front. Pat says, I was a bit surprised, although I thought it remarkable about Meghan's navy outfit. The Greater Bilby says, I enjoyed your summary highlights video. Glad I got to see them before they were blocked. I'm glad you did too. I'm glad my work didn't go to waste. Vinny Blair says, I think Archie may have been in Buckingham Palace when the family went on the balcony first time, and Meghan was likely feeding or paying it. That is a possibility. I didn't think of that. But yes, that is a distinct possibility. Marge says the Duke of York had proud comments pointed at, and for the troops, sounds like his wind was a bit of a challenge. I'm not quite sure I get the comment, but he was. If you go to his Duke of York Twitter, he was definitely singing the praises of everyone who took part in the parade this year. Annette says, I didn't mean she didn't want to be seen, but she was there to support Her Majesty, so there was no reason for her to be out front. Yeah, that's true. As a new mom, I still don't think she wanted to be seen as if she was working. I mean, like I say, it's just, if you're there, that's enough. If you're there supporting the Queen, that is enough. Not everyone can be, at the front. It's not, like I say, it's not a race. It's not a competition. It's not celebrity. It's not about who's going to be up there front, who's up there posing, who's up there outside the billboards, getting the Instagram selfies. It's not celebrity. It's all about the occasion. If you're there supporting, that is enough. Christine saw my videos too. Well, I'm glad some people got to see them. Isilia says, yes, Lady Gabriella was there. Okay. I will have to go and check that one out. It's very easy to miss people when there's so many of them on the balcony. And like I said, the camera is just kind of focusing on a few. Rosary says, that would be great if you go, have your family help you. Dee Dee says, no parade. We want you as close to Buckingham Palace as possible to video the balcony. I think that's the best spot. I think I think I am planning on going next year now, because there's no reason for me to stay at home. So I may as well just go anyway and just get what I can. So I think definitely being, perhaps, when the carriages come out of the gates and they go around that first curve of the Victoria Memorial, I think there would be a really good spot to get the carriages just before it starts going straight again. That would be a good spot to get in, to get them coming around the corner and then going past. I think you get a really, really good view. And then on the way back as well, I think you'd be able to get a good shot. And then, of course, you could move once the carriages are all back, once the Queen's back and all the parade staff are back, then you could go straight forwards and get prime spot. I think that's how it works anyway. You could get prime spot at the front of the balcony so that when they all come out, you've got some pretty good footage. So I think that would be good if I could. Tim says, I'm definitely coming back to London June 2020. You can get up and wait 8 hours with me. Oh no, do you have to wait 8 hours? What time do you have to get up? Let me know. What time do you actually get up? Because I need to know this. Okay. Wendy says, I had my children in the 80s, not rich at all, and my friends' husbands gave their wives presents for having a baby. And my own husband didn't want to spend any money. Oh no! Did you get anything? Rose says, I saw your videos. I was surprised you made more than one, but each was different. Well, yeah, I wanted the arrivals. I wanted the departures, and the bit on the balcony where they all come out to meet the Queen. And then I wanted where they all come out to do the fly past. So I had 3 videos and they were all gone. Well, there was no point in keeping them up. So there we go. Holly says, why was there more members of the family on the balcony this year compared to previous years? Because the family keeps growing. I mean, if you notice year on year, the amount of children just grows. So yes, it's a growing family. That's why there are more of them. They multiply. Mrs. BSN says, you will need a team. Each person covers different positions for 2020. Oh my goodness, that would be good, wouldn't it? I could have somebody stationed in the parade ground. I could have me doing live streaming down the bottom. Someone else could be down the other end of the mall. That's a good idea. We'll have to get a royal reviewer. What's it called? Like a video cascade going. We'll have to think of something for next year. PM Smile says, we will see Meghan again soon-ish. You predict Wimbledon in the royal box. It's possible. I mean, it's possible, but we just don't know yet. Archie's christening before the end of July. Again, we don't know when that might be. We really don't know. Also, at the polo field with Harry, not official engagements, just Meghan out and about. I do agree with, she just wants to get out. And like I say, new moms do, they need their relaxation time and they need their nesting time. But also, I think it is good for your own mental health to get out a little bit. So yes, so some of those events are ones that she may feel that she wants to attend. Oh yes, Father's Day. Now, Father's Day in the UK is next Sunday. So it's not this Sunday, it's next Sunday. And it, of course, will be Harry's first Father's Day. Annette says, I saw all 3 of your videos after the BBC coverage and you gave great commentary, so I don't know why they blocked it. Low below. Well, it wasn't anything personal. I do understand that. It's just, it's the YouTube algorithm. When somebody uploads something, the YouTube algorithm searches everyone else's videos to see if it contains something of that upload. And if it detects something, anything, then it goes by that initial uploader's policy. Some people choose to have the videos taken down. Some people choose to mute the videos. Some people block them. And some people leave them and monetize them and put ads on them. Now, it's the BBC's policy to block. So that's what happened, that it just got blocked. Didn't mean anything. It just meant that no one could see it. So I just thought, okay, let's just take it down. The Greater Bilby says, hope you can get there in person. I do too. Well, it's just about getting that spot. And I think Tim hit the nail on the head. It's about how early you get up to get that prime position. So I need to find out what time you need to be up to get that prime spot. Okay. So if I've missed a few, Rhonda says, that was crazy of YouTube, because there is another channel with similar videos to yours and they were not blocked, by the way. They are not as well done. What channel is that? Let me know what channel that is and I will compare them and see if I can find out why. Jermaine Gray says, people are commenting about Meghan being at the back of the balcony. If she was at the front, they would say she's pushy. Damned if she does, damned if she... Yeah, I can see that totally. Wendy says, nobody said push presents in the 80s, but it was very much a thing. Okay. I'd never heard of it. Pamela says, I can't believe we're at 87,000 subscribers. Now, this is crazy. We've had almost over 6,500 in the past 28 days. That is phenomenal. So hello and welcome to all of you. If you are a new subscriber, an old subscriber, if you've been with me a long time, a short time, then just thank you. It really is becoming close to my 100,000 target. It's almost unreal, and just thank you to everybody. And I have to say, I was a little bit depressed as well about my videos today getting blocked. I did feel just deflated. I really did. So I've had a bit of a miserable afternoon, to be quite honest. Cynthia says, the push present thing has been around probably about 10 years. I was a labour nurse, and yeah, it's popular. You give your mom a present at every stage of leg labour and a big one at the end of the push. Oh, okay. Yes, Kathy G says, I was going to talk about this. Private wedding photos have been hacked and leaked. Okay, so the story goes that private wedding photos from Alexei Lubomirsky, the photographer, he was hacked. And some people, I believe, hacked him with the intent of getting at any footage, any photographs, anything he had about Harry and Meghan. I think it was a targeted hacking attack. And some photos have leaked. Now, I haven't seen them, but I do hear that they've been doing the rounds a little bit on Twitter and possibly Instagram, or just certain social medias. Now, if I come across them, I think if anyone comes across them, I think you should report them. And certainly you should comment on the photograph to have them taken down. Report them to the different social medias that they are, in fact, stolen photographs. And I will most definitely promise that I will never, ever, ever publish any photographs that are not supposed to be out there. Harry and Meghan have not given their permission to have those photographs in the public domain. They are stolen photographs. So if you come across them, report them, comment on them. The people who've got them up should take them down. It really is bad and appalling that Alexei Lubomirsky was hacked to get at those photographs. And I do believe the purpose of the hacking was to get at those photographs, and they sure have. So I haven't seen them. If I do see them, I am not going to publish them on this channel because that is just wrong. They are not photographs. They are not like the ones that Catherine took or that Harry and Meghan took so that they could put out on their social medias. That's different. That's a whole nother story. I will publish those ones. But when it comes to ones that they had no intention of being released, they are private and personal, and they should not be out there. So you will not see them on this channel. And report them if you see them elsewhere. Lady Buckingham, Dawn says, I know Mrs. VSN, and even though I'm hiding the... Oh, okay, there's been a troll. I see. KTS says, the first push gift I ever saw was a beautiful heart-choker necklace Charles gave Diana after William was born. The best place to see it was when Diana attended Princess Grace's funeral. And we have another comment. Unlike those initially on the balcony who curtsied as the Queen came back, Meghan curtsied as the Queen left the balcony after the fly passed and Harry bowed. It's all about, I think, like, if the Queen can see you. There's no point in bowing or curtsying to the Queen if she's not even in your line of sight. So yes, they can, of course, save a bow or a curtsy until the Queen can actually recognise it and acknowledge it. Or at least if you're facing in her direction. Lady Talks says, thank you for covering the birthday celebration, but I would have liked to see sweet Harry and Meghan further up front. They should not be in the back unless they chose to be there. Well, we don't know if they did choose to be there. They may well have done. Okay. Diane says, regarding the ventilation of the carriage, the windows go up and down. They do. I noticed the window was down about 3 inches. How is that for eagle eyes? It was indeed. Okay. Mrs. BSN says, you saw the picture on Twitter, but will not share. Yeah. Don't share them, report them, comment on them that they shouldn't be up. Tim says, you are welcome to wait at 5 a.m. Oh my goodness, do you read? But if you're queuing up at 5 a.m, where do you go to the toilet in the meantime? How do you go to the loo? Do they have portaloos? My goodness, really? So to get one of those good prime positions, you have to get up at 5 a.m? Seriously? Tim, speak to me, tell me. Dee Dee says, push presents are common here in America, but you think it's tacky and superficial. I think it was an eternity ring. Okay, Gail spotted Lady Gabriella. She was the far left as you look at the balcony on the same side. The camera didn't go there that much. They did a few pan out shots, and if you kind of squinted, you may have made people out. But yes, there were some people right on the far peripheral. I will be looking later. Rosie Chaplet thinks that Meghan is wearing dark colours this year because she gave birth. For those who don't know, a woman's uterus sheds for a month. Oh my goodness. Rhonda says, oh no, you're commenting to Jermaine Gray. Lady Talk says, they worked very hard this year. I think we love to see them. They are popular. They are doing a lot of good work. So I would love to see them, and as many people wanted to. Thank you to Jermaine Gray, who's commenting on the outfit. Dawn says, when the Tyndalls and Cambridge's kids get together, they cause cute chaos. It was a little bit of mayhem. There's a little bit of mischief going on last year, but not this year. And also Isla and Savannah Phillips as well. But they are just children. Verna says, I can't wait until Meghan can attend a state event. I would love to see her dressed up as a princess with her tiara. I want to too. I think we all want to. Okay. Becky can't tell which tiara I'm wearing. It is the Spencer family tiara. It's the other tiara that Diana used to wear. It's the Spencer family tiara, and it's very gorgeous actually. Very very delicate and pretty. And in fact, you can't really see it shimmer as much as it does in the lighting in this room. But it is really really sparkly, and I do like this one a lot. Rose wants to go to Royal Ascot. Oh, join the club. I want to go in the Royal Box. Sandy P says Donald Trump was in best manner and in good behaviour in front of the Queen. He was giving a speech by reading in the state banquet, by not overshadowing in front of the world leaders he doesn't respect. Well, like I say, everyone has had opinions about the USA state visit, and it was a big, big, big event of the week. And I do hope that you enjoyed my videos that I made on the US state visit. And like I say, it's not about the personalities. It's not about the incumbent president or the incumbent prime minister. It's not about who is there of the day. It is about the enduring, everlasting, special relationship that we have between our nations. It's about me. It's about you. It's about two countries being friends to each other. Prime ministers change. In fact, we're going through a change of prime minister right now. Presidents change. They come and go. But the countries are there, and we need to have this special relationship renewed through state visits. That's what they're there for. They renew the special relationships, periodically. And we need that going forward, no matter who is prime minister or president. And I think that, for me at least, came through in what both were saying in their speeches, and also the speeches that the Queen and President Trump made at the banquet. And the banquet was a spectacle. I mean, it was a huge, glittering, shining event, and it did look most wonderful. Scott Goff says, I think if Meghan is invited to Ascot by the Queen, she will gladly accept. Pamela says, I didn't want to go anywhere after my baby. Your tummy is squishy. Carol says, I adore the Tyndall's kids. They are adorable. Vivian says, you really are too diplomatic, too nice. It's called being professional. I think, there are times and places for being professional. Some people this week were not professional and were not diplomatic. I'm talking about, in particular, some high-profile British people were not diplomatic or professional in what they were doing. I don't think some people saw the big picture. And yes, I do try to be diplomatic and professional. Verna says, I saw your videos before they were blocked. I enjoyed them since you told me things about the occasion I didn't know. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it while it was there. Auntie D says, yes, maybe she was feeding Archie. But he could have been there. He could have been out the back. I hadn't even thought about that. But yes, he could have been. Where was Prince Philip? Oh, he's retired. He doesn't go to these Trooping the Colours anymore. But I imagine he would have been watching and probably taking notes, and being the inspector, being the eye in the sky, so to speak. No, there's a lot going on in our parliament at the moment. So at the minute, no planned state opening. There's a lot going on. Monroe Taylor says, I saw your videos too and I loved it. I think a live stream would be the bomb. You will have to give us a time so we don't miss it. Well, see, if I was there and I was live streaming, I could pretty much do like what I did today, but I could set up 3 different live streams, kind of like preset them up. So roughly we know what time they leave the palace. We know roughly how long it takes for the troop in the colour. It's all military precision timed. So then I could kind of go live again once they start to come back. And then I could obviously perhaps stay live until they come out for the balcony. So I could set up maybe 2 or 3 different live chats on that day. Or I could just do one big one for 3 hours. We can decide closer to the time. Scott Goff is in Germany at the minute, so my connection isn't great. What are you doing in Germany? Yes, Princess Anne was on horseback. Let's have a look. Just skipping through a few. Vinny Blair says, well, 2 years in a row, Prince Andrew has seized the place on the other side of the Queen where William used to stand. Used to be Charles and William on either side of the Queen. Yes, because of course he is a colonel now, and that's what they do. So yes, like I say, places do change, places do switch. Oh, okay. Michael says Lady Gabriella was wearing an orangey outfit. I will look out for the orange. Berardin says Brexit legislation is delaying the prorogation of Parliament, so no new opening until that's over. I don't. There's a lot going on. For those of you who are not in the UK, there is so much going on right now. Nobody really knows what's going to happen in between now and October the 31st, Halloween. We have a big Brexit deadline coming up then, so no one knows what's going to happen. So, you know, we could be facing general elections. We could be facing new referendums. We are going through a change of prime minister. Anything could happen in the UK. It's very interesting politically right now. Tim says, I have stood there by the Victoria Memorial for 3 years, but you need to be out there by 5 a.m. Okay, Tim, so if you do go out there at 5 a.m. and you get a good spot by the Victoria Memorial, when it comes to the balcony, is it really easy to just go and get a prime position? Let me know that. Oh my goodness, 5 a.m. That's early. I mean, let me know. What do you do for toilet and stuff? Melanie says, have you ever noticed that people take the negative way before they take the right way? It was the Queen saying no one else is. Yes, people, because negativity sells. That's what people go for. And it gets clicks and views. Verna says, you know what would be fun is that you have an event where you meet your fans in London, maybe next year. I would love to come. I want a cruise. I want a UK cruise. That would be amazing. And no, something like that would be good, like a meetup. Michael says Prince Andrew seems to be Mum's favourite. He really is with her on many occasions. He's been stepping up. He has been stepping up. I mean, I wouldn't say favourite, but he's stepping up. Right. Sorry. Isilla says, I don't think Prince Harry and the Duchess of Sussex would leave their 1 month baby home for such a long time. I believe he was in the palace, and the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex gave him feeding, and that's why neither she nor Prince Harry on the balcony. It very well could be. PM Smile says, it's like the Super Bowl, always better to watch it on TV, not trying to watch it from the Mall. BBC coverage was awesome. I agree, but like I say, if I can't show that kind of stuff now, the only thing really I can do is be there to get the atmosphere and to get something that the BBC doesn't get, because they don't really get what it's like to be in the crowds, to get the carriages literally whizzing by from a crowd's perspective. So that is something new that I at least could do. But I agree. So sometimes seeing things on the telly, you get a much better look at a whole event. Lady Buckingham says, go stand by the Canada gates just for us Canadians. My goodness. Greater Bilby says, wow, 5 a.m. start to get a good position. That makes for a really long day. It does indeed. Yes, I think they have a little bit of light refreshment and lunch at the palace. It's a Spencer family tiara, and I think I did show it, didn't I? I'm sure I showed it. Tim says, I have gotten to Buckingham Palace about 5:30 to 6 a.m. to get a good spot up front. Okay. It's an early start then. Thank you, Dee Dee, for the hotels. Annette says, use your drone to take the balcony shots. Oops, it will probably get fired at. I'm sure it's a no-fly zone. I wouldn't even try. Right, just skipping up a few. Margaret says, my own push present was a piece of jewellery that had the baby's birthstones in it. I thought it was very sweet. That is sweet. Pat says, you need to get a group to work with you, people to save you a spot at your prime location, and then a group saving you a spot for the balcony shots. I think I do. I need people everywhere. Thank you for all the comments for the people that did see my videos for today. Pamela says, I don't know about you guys. The back of the balcony sounds fine to me. A lot of people on the balcony, and to be a pillow for all in case it falls, not for me. Well, it's not going to fall. I can assure you of that. But as long as you're on the balcony, it's fine. Italina says, so much jealousy of the Duchesses, isn't that a shame? I completely agree. Oh no, it's because Scott Goff has been on the Absinthe, the Green Fairy. Christine says, that's early but worth it. Well, it would be if you get that good spot. Stephanie says, what's all the fuss? Meghan and Harry was in the same spot as last year. William and Kate and the kids were in a different spot this year. Like I say, they move around. I mean, they have, like I say, you know, the more peripheral on the family you are, the more to the sides you go. But pretty much that kind of centre bit, it can change around. Can I post my videos to the Royal Reviewer Facebook group? I may be able to. I haven't thought about it, but I may be able to. Yeah, Anna44 says, any woman that has given birth has baby weight. It takes a while before you lose the stomach, no matter how big or small. Well, I can neither confirm nor deny, having never been pregnant, but I'm taking your word for it. Margaret says, I wonder how many of the royals will show up for Trooping the Colour when Charles is king. All of them that are around, I imagine. The love-hate relationship chat. Oh my goodness. The greater Bilby says, happy Father's Day to Prince Harry for next Sunday, and happy 98th birthday to Prince Philip for June. Yes, his birthday is coming up. But next week, because obviously I do my live chats on Saturday and it's Father's Day on Sunday, we may do something for Father's Day. We might concentrate on Father's Day. Jojo says, I must say, if the Duchess of Sussex was up front and centre, they would be calling her names. Yes, I'm sure they would. Definitely. You can't win. Can I put the videos on Patreon? I don't know. I haven't investigated putting videos on there. I don't know if you can directly upload or if you just have to link them. I don't know. I will investigate trying to re-upload them somewhere. Margaret says the Royal Family Channel and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, also put up those videos. Well, the Royal Family Channel are actually run by ITV, a proper television network, and they took their own footage. So they will have professional looking footage because they are actually a TV channel. So they are not actually the royal family. They are a TV station here in the UK, a TV network. So that's why they have their videos. As for the Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, I have no idea why they have it up. So if that is footage that they... Oh, it could be. Do you know what it could be? It could be that they have taken the footage off the Royal Family Channel. Have both channels got the same footage? Or did the Duchess of Sussex one have the BBC footage? Let me know. Yes, the BBC does have a video. You can go to their YouTube channel and it will be there for you to see. Dee says, please check out hashtag Happy Father's Day, Prince Harry. Lady Talk says, would be nice to see her in front more often. She's very popular. Again, this is what I'm saying about the celebrity thing. It's not about popularity. Popularity, we're verging into celebrity. We're not Big Brother. We're not one of those singing competitions where you can vote people off. It's not about who's popular. If it was about who was popular, we probably wouldn't have Camilla up there up front, would we? It's not about who's popular, so I'm going to stop you straight there. It's not about popularity. It's just about being there. Royals are very different to celebrities, and we should not be judging them or treating them in the same light that we do celebrities. The most popular does not go up front. Elliot Poodle says, I like that trait. KTS says, I agree. It takes 9 months to gain the baby weight. Recovery time is usually 6 weeks in America. So well, it's probably the same everywhere, I imagine. So excuse the weight loss happens slowly if it's done in a healthy way. Well, I'm sure Meghan's doing lots of yoga and things like that as well. And of course, we couldn't really see if she has got any of the baby weight. I mean, people are just thinking that, but we don't actually know because we didn't really see terribly well. Idalina says, Duchess of Sussex, you look stunning, amazing and gorgeous. So nice to see you again with your loving husband next to you. You look stunning in the uniform. He did. He looked gorgeous. Flossmog Payne says, keep on keeping on. Wendy says, when each of my children was a month old and I nursed each one, I was a sleep-deprived zombie in sweats and uncombed hair. And we are going to criticise Meghan's navy blue dress. She looked stunning. She did look stunning. Maybe we will see a picture of Harry and Archie on Father's Day. Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. Let's cross our fingers. Isilia says, tell your friends to subscribe. We want to get to 100,000. That's been my dream ever since I started this channel. Mariana says, Meghan is looking fresh and more beautiful. Auntie D says, the YouTube algorithm sounds like the turn it in software. I had to hand in papers during my master's work at university. It's getting to that point. I mean, I don't know whether you've seen, but YouTube did actually issue, they actually put up a proper video for creators. It may even be on the main YouTube channel, I don't know, saying that it's now, you could now have your videos classed as copyright videos. Not that it doesn't get you in trouble, but like if you sing a song in a video and the company that owns the lyrics to that song, even if there's no music, if you just, I don't know, let's say you sing, I don't know, whatever your favorite song, you just go la 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 la, and you just sing a few lines of it in a video. Apparently they're saying that that could have copyright implications. It's getting ridiculous, people. Yes, you are most definitely allowed to express your opinions. That is fine. Melanie says, why are these naughty links on your... Oh, I have no idea. Thank you to the moderators for removing them. I haven't seen them because they've been being removed and I've been so far up the chat. Shining Star says, just a heads up, your Amazon storefront is on UK Amazon. Most of you, yes, I know. And because I'm in the UK, am I allowed to have a US store? I don't know. I need to investigate that. Yes, Alexi was hacked. And yes, Lady Helen Windsor and other cousins were there. Sandy P says, Spiritual Tarot by Yvonne was doing the same live commentary like you do. They didn't block. I have no idea. I will have to check that out to see if it is the same as like what I did. But like I say, I have no idea. But it depends what footage they used. Did she use the Royal Family Channel footage? I could try and post them on Facebook. I'm going to have to look. Yeah, Zara did not go crazy trying to lose any baby weight. Betsy says, you're in line for a nice, secure, dignified position at the BBC. If they come a-calling. Ava42 says, you saw one of those stolen photographs on Twitter and told them to delete the post and reported them as well. Well, I think that's the right thing to do. If you see one, do that. Auntie D says, I got cheated. I didn't get a push gift. My husband had a pizza delivered while I was pushing. I think I got flowers and pajamas. It's all a blur. What? And he had the pizza? My goodness. I agree. But then again, it would be up to Alexei to sue anyone that stole it, because he was the one that took the photos. So technically, they're his images, I suppose. Thank you to CB for your comments. But I did feel a little bit depressed about it today. I haven't seen those photos, so I don't know where they are. I just know that they're around somewhere. Okay. Sandy says, you're talking about the nasty comments about Meghan Donald Trump made. He says that Meghan can horrible things whatever she wants to him, and he'll not say anything to her in the Piers Morgan interview. I did see that interview, and I'm going to leave it at it speaks for itself, and I think people can go and watch that. Okay, I will be checking that out, Rhonda. Mary Brunn says, maybe Harry and Meghan don't care where they stand nearly as much as everyone else. I think that is most definitely true. I mean, yeah, lots of speculation going on at the moment. Betsy says, keep it up, keep at it. I enjoyed your voice narrating the parade today so much. I know, but if there's no point in it being there, then there's no point in doing it, I'm afraid. Oh, getting ready for the Belmont Stakes, says Carol. Didi says, for those talking about balcony positions, Harry tends to hang towards the back anyway. At least he has for the past 4 years or so. Lady Bingham says, go at 5 a.m. and wear a Depends. I think I'd need to, standing there all that time. Okay. Tim says, yes, I've gotten out of the palace at 5:30 a.m. and just do not drink anything. You will lose your spot. That's awful. You fly 4,500 miles to see the Queen, so I get a good spot. And you can't go to the loo. I think I would need a Depends. Yes, they were pretty much standing in the same spot. PM Smile says, prime positions to watch Trooping the Colour are on your sofa cuddled up watching the BBC. I would agree, but in terms of me putting something out on this channel, I may actually have to be there. Oh no, Pat Long had to be up at 2:30 a.m. to watch it live, and you fell asleep. Oh no, that was quite late though. Annette says, you're a man. Why would you need a toilet? I've seen many a man use a nearby bush. Women need to... It's illegal. You can't do it in this country. You can't wee in a public place. It's... What is it? It's defecating in a public area. You can get arrested for that, especially with all those police around. My goodness. Thank you for the tiara comment. It would be really good if I was there and Archie made the debut. Melanie says, don't feel deflated. Come back in full March mode. We love your videos. So I got to see your videos before they were taken down, and so did a lot of others people. Well, thank you if you did see them and enjoyed them. Okay, lots of people talking about baby weight. Where's my other medals? I'm afraid I don't have any. I've never been in the armed forces. Vinny Blair says, we'll never know whether Meghan's ring is an anniversary present or a push present, and people shouldn't assume. Personally, it looks like a traditional eternity ring. That's what I'm going to go with. But again, I agree, we don't actually know. Gina says people are flocking to your channel because they are sick of the negative and fake news. Well, I hope that's why people are coming to me, because they know that I at least say the truth. Rhonda says, I think your US state visit videos were well done, as all of your videos are. Thank you so. I'm glad you. I appreciate that you appreciated them. Adrienne Whitaker says, responsible reporting on the leaked Meghan and Harry wedding photos. If you aren't part of the solution, you're part of the problem. You get a gold leadership star from the L2L Leadership Institute. Well, thank you so much. But yes, I definitely think if you see those photographs, comment on them that they shouldn't be there, report them, but you definitely will not see them on this channel. Sandy says, Elliot, the voice of diplomatic reason. I do try. It's hard in a world where people want you to comment one way or the other. But I think sometimes, especially when it comes to state occasions like state visits, it is best, I think, in those instances to be diplomatic and professional. Yes, Trooping the Colour was indeed wonderful. I guess Scott Goff says, I'm at the Wave Gothic Treffen Festival. Okay. Yes, Lady Buckingham is correct. Anything too politically sensitive will have to be removed. Pamela says they probably hacked the photographer thinking that he might have taken Archie's photograph. That is probably why. Again, that could be a reason. And that would be even more disgusting if he had have done and they'd leaked Archie's photographs. That would be even more disgusting. So I'm glad he didn't. Annette says, if Archie was in the back in the car seat, would you have seen him? Probably not. Yes, it is law to have a car seat in the UK. Oh, apparently Catherine was in Alexander McQueen. Of course, because it was the outfit she wore for the wedding. Can I explain the sash I'm wearing? This one doesn't have any meaning. It's just one I bought off Amazon. I think it cost less than £2. You could probably find it in the dollar store in America. It's just a cheap old sash that I put a box bow on, which was made by Dawn. Box bows by Dawn. Not available in any shops. And I have my Prince Albert Queen Victoria brooch on, which is a bit like the Diana brooch. If you can see, it's kind of got diamonds all the way around it. See? Why was Prince Harry not on horseback? Because he's not a colonel. How can you tell if a photo has been hacked? Well, there was only 3, I do believe, professional wedding photographs released. So if you see any others that were not part of that initial set, then that is one of the leaked ones. Peter says, I can see a year from now Archie doing the royal wave on the balcony just like Prince Louis did today. That's what I'm predicting. I do think that could happen. Tim says, I just sip water usually when I wait at trooping. There are portaloos, but you will lose your spot there in the mouth. Oh, no. In that case, it's a case of don't drink anything. Karen says, if they are positioned on balcony front and centre based on rank, looks like Eugenie's father often takes the place of Philip, escorting the Queen. Children up front, Meghan behind the kids. Yeah, I mean, there is kind of like an informal, you know, peripheral family goes towards the extremities of the balcony. The core are kind of in the middle, children up front. But they, you know, you can move around. It's not set. There isn't a particular, you have to be there, this spot and this far away. It's not like that. Hello to Black Aristo, who's from Brooklyn. Laurie Clark says, well, Andrew's the only one single. He has a free arm. It's nice he's lending it to his mom. I'd agree. PN Smile says, crowds, no bathrooms, just watch the BBC coverage next year. The date is set to Saturday the 13th of June 2020. See, I'd like to do something for it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Mrs. Pilling says, the UK cruise would be very choppy. We would need seasickness tablets, probably. Elaine says, I love your channel because you're very diplomatic with your reviews and you know the history of the royal family. Some channels only post gossip. A lot of channels just post gossip and rumours. They just regurgitate other news stories. Catherine says, go to the Sussex Royal website and view the official photos Meghan and Harry have shared. Anything else is a hack. That is true. Auntie D says, Duchess of Sussex was glowing and she's doing it for Jesus. I think she is. Oh, I'd love to be, wouldn't it be good to be actually on the balcony behind them all with my little camera, getting a back of the head shot. That would be really something. Yes, thank you to the moderators for removing any grumpy people out there today that just want to come on here and be grumpy and mean. Oh, Rebecca's mum, I'm sorry if I've missed it. You asked this a few minutes ago, but do you think Harry will become a royal colonel? Yes, I think someday, most definitely. I mean, especially with his background, yes. With his military background, yes. How many years have I been doing this? Since 2016? I think my first video was 2016, but then I had huge gaps in between videos, like 6 months, and then like, you know, maybe another 4 or 5 months. So really, I suppose 2.5 years properly doing it. Thank you to Colette. Yes, adult diapers. I think I may need those for Trooping the Colour. Or a catheter. Hello to Rosie in Guatemala City. Catherine, I'm not sure I understand your question. Hi, Elliot, has Prince Edward Rod? Is that a typo? I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. Sorry if I'm just skipping a few. It's that time of the night where I need to be able to get down to the end of the chat. By the way, I have a cat down here. I have Rory. Hello, Rory. Lady Bungham says, wonder what would happen to your videos if you did a live Facebook instead of YouTube. I may be able to get away with it on Facebook, perhaps. Vivian is coming to London next year and nothing will stop you. Ooh, hey Bracken, you're leaving tomorrow for a UK cruise, flying to Amsterdam to leave Wednesday. Wow, have an amazing time. Okay. Sorry if I'm skipping through a few again. Sussex Squad tongue twister. Sussex Squad podcast says baby weight looks good on Sussex. Hello to you as well. Yes, I mean, from what we could see, I mean, we couldn't see a whole lot. I mean, we could see Meghan's face and a little bit of the top, but she did look good. Rory's just knocked my table with my water. I need to move my water. Rory, stop being a bad cat. No, he's a good cat, really. But yes, I agree. I think she did look very, very good. Diane says Sussexes should post leaked photos to take away the value, sue those who hacked and those who posted private photos without permission for $500,000 each, donate to charity gain. Well, again, I think it comes down to who owns the images. And I think in terms of copyright law, it's the person that takes the photos that have the ownership. So technically, I think Alexei Lubomirsky would have ownership of those photographs, unless, of course, it was specifically set up as a commission, in which case the Sussexes probably could sue themselves. But perhaps they could for invasion of privacy, but I think it would mostly be up to Alexei to do it. But I just hope that they have them all taken down, because they are not supposed to be out there. They are not released with Harry and Meghan's permission, and that is just really, really bad. And like I say, you will not see them. I can guarantee, I most definitely can guarantee you will not see them on this channel. Scott Goff says Meghan looked beautiful and healthy. She did look healthy. Lisa says, you just joined. How are you? I am fine, thank you very much. And how are you too? Sorry if I'm skipping a few. Natalia R says, thanks, Elliot, for reminding some people that the royals are not celebrities. People seem to forget that, and it causes a lot of fighting in the comments. Like I said, I've been trying to say it a little bit this week, and hopefully it's making a bit more sense now. Colette says, Meghan deserved to be in the front wing, her husband and the rest of the royals. In front with her husband and the rest of the royals. Like I say, it's a big balcony, but there is a lot of family, and it's very, very hard for everyone to be at the front. You can't have everyone at the front. That's just not going to work. And like I said, it's not about who's popular, who's the most popular gets up front. It's not about that whatsoever. We're dealing with royals. We're not dealing with celebrities. Right, let's just skip a few. Sorry if I've missed some of your comments. Yes, I do believe if you go to the Vogue magazine website, I do believe they have the voting. They must have the voting thing. So if you want to vote for Meghan, you can. I would recommend going to their website. I agree, Melanie. Who cares where you stand on the balcony? You should be an honour to be there at all. I completely agree. Rochelle says, was there a 21 gun salute for baby Archie's birth? Well, it wouldn't have happened on the Queen's birthday parade. I do believe there was. I think there was there gun salutes for his birthday? I remember there was talk about it, but I don't remember ever seeing any footage of it. But no, there was not for the Queen's on the Queen's birthday. Yes, the Queen looked amazing and radiant. She always does. She is the goddess. She is the birthday girl. She is the star of the show. She is the one that everyone is supporting. So yes, the Queen looked amazing as always. The skin of a queen. When people talk about the skin of a queen, she definitely has the skin of a queen. She's just gorgeous. I mean, she is fabulous. She really is. And I hope if I am lucky enough to get to 93, I hope that I am as sprightly and as sharp as mind as the Queen, because she is amazing. Black Aristo says, thank you for making the distinction between celebrity and royalty. Many folks who have had no previous exposure, experience, or understanding of what royalty get it confused. Well, that's what I'm here for, to help you. No, I agree. Some people, especially if you're new to royalty, you may not quite understand initially that it's very, very different, and it is very, very different. And I can understand how people can easily make that mistake, especially when the media themselves are kind of pushing that kind of celebrity, because the media in the UK, let me tell you, if you don't know much about the British media, they do enjoy building you up, 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 and then they knock you down. And they enjoy knocking you down because they know that the more they build you up, the moment they knock you down, it's going to be even more clicks, even more views, even more money. And the British media are most definitely money obsessed. The lower grade media, let's put it that way, the sort of tabloid fodder and gossip magazines, they love building you up and then they take you down. That's what they do in the UK. They celebrate you and then you're gone, and they enjoy doing it. Which it's a bit sadistic. It's very sadistic. They enjoy building it up and then they crash you down. And it's all for this. Mathilde says, hi Elliot, yes, on the front page of the Tube there is a copyright and they make you agree to it. I'm a recent psychologist who's uploading new videos on my channel, so yes, there is copyright now. Yes, it's moving in that direction. Yes, it is true that the Sussexes' wedding, some of their photos have been leaked. Dee Dee says, totally agree about the royals not being celebrities, but find it interesting the UK royal reporters say it, yet have been treating them like celebrities. That's what I'm saying. It's all this thing of building them up to knock them down. And like I say, it's all they're thinking with coin, I'm afraid. And they do it with everybody. I mean, it doesn't matter what you are. I mean, if they thought they could make money out of an animal, if they thought that there was an animal they could build up and then knock down and make money from, they would. They don't care what you are, who you are, what you are, where you come from, what you look like, if you're fat, if you're thin, if you're whatever. If they think they can make money from you, they will do it. Yes, definitely report. Yes, definitely. If you, I've said it before, if you see any of those photographs out there, report them and leave a comment on there that it shouldn't be there, so that other people know that it shouldn't be there, and then they can report it too. We need to get them photographs taken down. You know, if you've got one mission, take away from this chat, go out there, you know, track them down and report them. Comment on them, tell other people, get them taken down, because it's not right that, you know, personal photographs that were not intended to be out there have been stolen, and that's not right. Flossmog Payne says, hope you'll cover the royal variety this year, longing to see Colin and the Chelsea pensioners. Most definitely, I will try my best. Oh, I agree. I don't like it when all they concentrate on is the cost of the clothes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a good outfit, and you know, if something is really, really stunning, I don't mind telling people who it's by, because I do think, you know, it's quite nice if you like something a lot, that you tell people who designed it. I think giving the designer the credit for creating something that is really stunning, that you love, and that looks really good, is a good thing. But I hate it when they go into the cost of how much it wears, and when they total up all the cost of the outfits and they say, this is how much this wardrobe cost and this tour wardrobe. It just takes away from the main focus of what the royals do, which is their work and their charities. And it just takes away from the focus, and I don't like it. So that's why I don't do that on my channel. Like I say, occasionally I might say who the designer is, but that's as far as I go. I don't go into the whole, you know, how much it costs. There are lots of Twitter accounts that do that, and that's not me, I'm afraid. Maggie's hoping that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be both at Royal Ascot. We will wait and see. No, I don't think any Archie photos were taken. Stolen, rather. Okay. Sorry if I'm skipping through a few. I think some are repeated questions, actually. Anita's laughing at the thought of men peeing next to a tree. Yes, some men, they do. And it's not right to do so. I will try and go next year. Vivian says, the Sussex Squad podcast is on your site. They are really good and they love you. Well, thank you so much for being here. I will blow you a kiss and I will give you a fan flag. Where's my yellow fan? Here it is, behind me. I will give you a fan flag. There we go. And also cool myself down. It's quite hot in here today. Oh, do you know what? I need to be going in a minute. My goodness. Mrs. BSN says, the hijacked wedding pictures are watermarked. Not much anyone can do with them. Well, that's true. I haven't seen them, so I don't know. Mary said, you saw that a guard fell off his horse during Trooping the Colour. If it was just one, that's good, because normally quite a few do. And there are always medics around to help. But it is hot. And those uniforms, I mean, they are sweltering. And the guards aren't allowed to just kind of step out of character and grab a drink and wipe their brow. They have to endure. They are enduring. And yes, it does happen, I'm afraid. It's not very nice to see, but, you know, there are people on hand to help if that does happen. Oh, Werner, thank you for becoming a patron. Mwah to you. Thank you so much. Lisa says, beautiful brooch. Thank you. You are more than welcome. Prince Charles was riding. Lady Buckingham says, box bows by dawn. My fingers are still sore sewing those. So you don't want to be a manufacturer then? G Mark says, go to London with someone so they can each take turns going to the Portaloo. I suppose that is a good, yes, I suppose. Then you've probably got to push through everyone to get back. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm like a camel. I can store water. Okay. Lady Buckingham says, not grumpy people. No one grumpy today. Thanks, everyone. Yes, everyone's been really, really good today. It's been lots of positivity. Jan says, I used your storefront to purchase a king cup for my husband. Oh, wow. It arrived quickly and has an embossed postage stamp. Did you like it? Wow, thank you. And I hope he liked it. I have had today, my dad is back from Barbados and he cooked me a lovely Thai green curry. I had that with potato wedges and it was lovely. Yes, it was Jack Brooksbank's first time on the balcony as well. Annette Wells White says, I don't believe you said a catheter. I did say one. I said it. There you go. Yes, hello, Roy. He's gone now. He's gone. Okay. Sorry if I'm skipping a few comments. I'm just trying to get down them a little bit. So sorry if I'm missing a few. Oh, I agree. I don't think Meghan cares where she stands. As long as she's there supporting the Queen, then that's good. Sussex Squad says, I am not a fan of the British press that reports on the royals. I agree. Most of them, I'm afraid, do push these narratives, and it's a bit like sheep. You know how kind of sheep, or no, lemmings, let's go with lemmings. You know how lemmings, they kind of follow each other, don't they? Even if they're going off a cliff, they follow each other. So we get the situation a lot where what one starts something, one, and then they all follow, they all go with it. And then we get a case of then YouTube channels go with whatever it is that's been reported. And then we end up with about, you know, so many different media outlets reporting on the same fake story because they can't be bothered to fact check. They can't be bothered to use their own common sense. They just put out a load of rubbish. And then people, you know, if it's out there and like everyone is saying it, all these different media outlets, unfortunately, people start to believe it. And that's where that's where the danger comes in, because people just believe it if it's out there, if it's put on the front of a newspaper or on a magazine or on a website, and it's everywhere. People tend to believe it, and that is dangerous. That is really dangerous, and it just puts those narratives out there. And the more and more people say something, the more and more inclined people are to believe it, even if it's not true. So I agree entirely. It's not good, and it needs to stop. Certainly over the past, how long now? Maybe 8 months, 9 months. It's been awful. It's been really bad. I've been doing this, like I say, I've been on YouTube 4 years, probably doing this properly, you know, 2.5, 3 years. It has never, ever been like this. It's awful. I mean, it's kind of gone off maybe a little bit in the past, you know, month since Archie's birth. But we're still seeing loads of fake stories coming out, and it's not good. It needs to stop. I mean, I'm hoping that things will die down a little bit, like it did with Catherine. I mean, with Catherine in the early days, there was lots of noise going on. It kind of petered off a bit. But now I think what we're seeing is there's more players on the stage. I often talk about the royals being like on a stage, and there's different characters on the stage, different performers, so to speak. And back in the day when it was just Catherine, there was no one to pit her against. There was no counterpart. Now that we've got Meghan, there is a counterpart to play them all off against one another. It came up with this narrative of William and Harry falling out because of Meghan and the wives. And now that there is a counterpart to kind of compare and contrast, and it's just horrible. It really is horrible. I don't like it, and it does need to stop. But I don't know how we're going to get it to stop, but it does need to stop. Yes, I mean, I'm not going to comment on individual reporters, but yes, a lot of them, they just come up with a load of nonsense, and it's very interesting to see how when they are proved wrong, how they try and backtrack. Oh, they say, but I had 3 sources that told me this. Whatever. More like your 3 sources were in the cupboard: tomato sauce, mayonnaise, and maybe garlic sauce. Yes, take that. I just thought it was, they make you laugh. They really, really do. Who is Barbara Windsor? Oh, you mean Barbara Windsor, the actress? She's got Alzheimer's, unfortunately. Yes, she's a very, very... Do you remember the Carry On films? I don't know if you had them in America. She's the lady in the Carry On films, the blonde lady that was doing this as an exercise, and then her bra flung off. Yes, cheeky. Oh no, Liv Loven has had her wisdom tooth removed. Ouch. Put some ice on it. If you like it, then you should have put some ice on it. Annette says, actually, I believe the British tabloids do try to make the royals what you call celebrities, and it's not just lower grade. The royal reports are just as bad. It's all for dollars, but it's good you expressed it. Yeah, I mean, I can't not disagree with you. Why am I dressed like that? Why not? It's good to be a professional clown. Deirdre Law says, did Auntie Meg braid Princess Charlotte's hair? I have no idea who braided it, but it looked lovely. Yes, life is too short to be grumpy. Stop being grumpy. Yes, the Chelsea pensioners are always a delight to see, especially when you know what they've sacrificed in their lives. For us. Lots of comments on the British press. I knew there would be. Sussex Squad said, I blew you a kiss, and thanks for the fan flap. You are more than welcome. Yes, every Royals participation in the D-Day services that they all attended was just fabulous. Yes, I like real stories and not fake ones too. I will take a drink. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. PM Smile says, count your blessings you are in the UK. Some of us got up at 2:30 a.m. to watch the events. Worth it, but tired now. You need to go to bed if it's bedtime. Okay. So again, sorry if I'm skipping. It's getting late now, and I do need to get to the bottom of this chat. Some of the things in my Amazon store you can order, some ship and some don't, so you'll have to go and check it out. But like I said, I will try and set up a US-based one. Yes, my parents always spoil me. I know. Mono Taylor says, I'm enjoying the stream today and every day. Thank you. Yes, my cat was distracting me. Scott Goff says, the press and fake news channels are bottom feeders. Oh, I like that phrase. Yes, they are bottom feeders. I agree. Weight does not matter. And who doesn't like a bit of a curve anyway? My goodness. Marilyn Monroe, she was not a stick. She wasn't a size 0. In fact, I think in the UK, I think people say she was a size 16. And she had those voluptuous curves, didn't she? And she was considered gorgeous and a goddess. So there we go. Yes, nothing wrong with a bit of curves. Mrs. BSN says, I got a suggestion on a YouTube for a video that was trash, but it was suggested. Oh, you got a recommendation, I see. Yes, beware of some of those. PM Smile says, can you get your dad to do a cooking curry segment? Do you know what? He probably would. I'd have to film him. Okay, let's just go down a bit. I agree, lots of speculative stories in the press. Sussex Squad Podcast says, haha, tomato sauce. Yes, that's the only sauces they have, is what's in their cupboard. I mean, yeah, I was trying to think of different sauces and my mind went blank. Apparently 604 are viewing. Hello. And not a sauce channel. I don't have any sauces. Sophia Howard says, you don't even have to be famous for people to put you down or talk about you. It just goes to show you are people. People get jealous. People do. And yes, people are unhappy in their lives and people are very grumpy and they need to snap out of it. And yes, I agree. I can't be doing with all the feud stuff. I know you don't want to leave, but do you know what time it is in the UK? It's nearly 12 a.m. Ian Martin says, haha, a professional clown, you said. Yes. Tiara, outfit, professional clown. Yes, I think Trooping the Colour will stay the same when Charles becomes king. Oh, Becky Ray, thank you so much. Yes, I do think Archie will be shown, will be debuted, I think is the word, next year. Hello to everyone, even if you've just joined. I've made it to the bottom of the chat. My goodness, this is the bottom. Now, let's see if I've missed anything. I think we have pretty much covered everything, haven't we? Yes. Yes, we've covered everything on that list. Was there anything I missed on here? No. Do you know what? We've done so well. We've covered everything that I had on my list. So I am going to bid you farewell and good night. Anne Shropshire says, I love watching and listening to you. Ooh, are you actually in Shropshire? Or is it just a surname? Yes, sometimes my camera does go a bit blurry. It's because of the time of day I'm filming. It's nighttime. I have literally just my artificial room lights on, so it doesn't always go terribly good. So see if we can get it to focus. Right, focus. Better? I don't know. I am sure we will see pictures of baby Archie in all good time. Just be patient, people. Be patient. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye. If you have enjoyed this weekly chat, by the way, I will be back next week as well, live 10 o'clock GMT. If you've enjoyed this chat, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. Hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. And also, please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to check your cupboard for sources.